Travis Wayne Goodsell. So, I don't think anybody's going to be watching whenever I get to any of these that I've done today, because YouTube must have gotten someone who triggered the one video to show on lots of other people's homepage, and because of that I got a lot of views depending on which channel. Both channels got breakout videos. It's been a very long time, and this event that occurred has now it's tanked. Goes to show that I am purposely being targeted for being silenced, because what happened was what's supposed to happen on YouTube's platform. Somebody watches your video, that triggers all their subscribers to show that video on their home feed, etc., etc., etc. So somebody big and important watched one of my videos. Well, several apparently. And that escalated the view count very quickly, such that I had on both channels a video that was able to get over 1,000, join the 1,000 club in under 3 days. And that caused a panic and thus a complete shutdown. And it didn't help that all this week I was unable to do videos. And so, yes, I am a target of assassination. I am a target of being silenced. I am a target of being a victim of abuse. And apparently, because of that, this is not good enough for them. They then went on to retaliate further and are seeking to make me chronically homeless for the rest of my life. Over the weekend, a whole bunch of staff members, because I told you that there's like numerous check-ins we've got to do every day, all separate and distinct, and if we don't check in, out we go. So isn't that great? They treat the homeless so well in Utah. And so did all the checks. I even know the scenario behind all the checks. And turns out that nonetheless an error was made, claiming that I didn't check in and I was going to be evicted. Had I not come home or not gone out with Karen that night and come back, I wouldn't have had a bed that night. They would have given it to someone else, because they threw away my blankets and tossed the pillow that was given to me as a gift underneath the bunk bed on the dirty floor. Yeah. So yeah, it was a close call, but other attempts were also made this week. And when you report these things to bosses, and in this case for the Sunday one, I didn't report it to the bosses here. I just said, no, this is what happened. I gave the whole scenario of my signing in. And so she knew who I was talking about. And the next morning, I come down the stairs, and she sees me, just stares with a evil look on her face, as if I was the one to blame. I didn't narc on her. I just said, no, I signed in. It was with this person. I made sure to sign in. You guys are wrong. You tossed my blankets that I used for pillows and you threw away the pillow underneath the bed to get it all dirty. And so, yeah. But the other one is where I went up the chain of command. I did report it to my counterclaim, to the court for my counterclaim, because this is all part of it. The whole reason why I'm getting evicted is why I'm continually being harassed. It's not good enough that I'm evicted. They wanted more, because it's the church that's involved. And so I reported it to them. Now, if they came back and reported it to the shelter and she was mad at me the next morning because of that, rather than the one staff member saying, he said you signed him in, and yeah, so she knows she signed me in. She was all strict about it, so I don't know what she's mad at me for. But that's what happens when you get caught doing something wrong, is that you blame other people. And so the other one, though, not only reported it to the courts, but I also went above her head. And because it's a situation where it's a contract, and she claims to have known the contract because she says I was in violation of the contract, even though it was a general contract stipulation rather than a specific, because there was no specific, it's just a general stipulation. She accused me of violating the general stipulation when she herself was in direct violation of a specific stipulation in the contract, to claim that I was in violation. And I can't get a response. But it's been reported people are out to destroy me, create a chronic homelessness for me. And if you don't understand, you seem fine, Travis. You can pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You don't get it. There's a reason why I took this laptop with me when I got evicted. Because if I didn't, none of this would be happening. I knew I needed some resources. And even though it cost me blisters on my hands that I showed you, wounds in my hands and in my feet, nonetheless, having stepped on the mountain, man, that was a rough day. It was hot. Nonetheless, this place is named a resource center. They don't give resources. They used to have a computer lab. Nope. Gone. There are no resources for any of us now. And so, if by not coming in with clothes, this is all I got. I can't wash because I gotta get naked, and then they get you in trouble for being naked, public indecency. And so yeah, I'm stuck without resources. And they say I can buy clothes. Yay, I can order clothes. Isn't that great? Where do I put them? We don't get to store things. This is not our home. This is a resource center. It's not even referred to as a shelter, even though everybody calls it a shelter. But a shelter in and of itself is just something that protects you from the elements. It doesn't necessarily indicate a bed, but yeah, they purposely control it to make sure that only the beds that are available are filled. And like I've told you, this place is in violation of Utah's own code for shelters. And I guess that's why they're getting away with it, because it's not a shelter, it's a resource center. Oh dear God, I bet you that's what they're doing. So, that's how they're getting away with it. Oh no, we're not a shelter. No, we're a resource center. You're still in violation of resource center code, wherever that is. I mean, we're talking less than 20 bathroom stalls and urinals for over 300 guys. And so you can imagine what it looks like by evening time, let alone morning. And let's just say it's worse than not having enough toilet paper. These are why codes are in place. And this place is just, government was the ones responsible for building this thing. And so, yeah, they can break their own code if they want to, I guess. And so, yeah, they don't give us a job. They don't give us homes. They have caseworkers that they can use their computer during a 2-hour time slot per day. It's 2-hour time slots per day, so that they can order the free phone for you. They got to the point where there were so many guys that needed a free phone that they had Sprint and some other company come in to give out free phones. But those are resources. But again, they don't give them to us. They only access the computer because we don't have the resource of the computer ourselves to get us the phone. And so, without a phone, we can't call for other resources. That's the whole point of a resource, is that you're able to stepping stone to improve your life. And so those of you who already have resources, you don't understand what it's like not to have those resources. You grew up in a family where daddy or mommy and daddy, depending on how old you are, and when your economic hardship began, mine was in the Reagan era. Depends on who took care of you. And yeah, there are those who didn't get taken care of, who continue to struggle once they leave home, once they turn 18. And so there are those that are here as well. But generally speaking, those who have resources already. You know, when I had my word processor for school, that was a resource, because I didn't need to go to a computer lab when I went to college, which again was paid for by my parents. And so for me, I was aware of what was needed because it was all given to me. And so when I got married, all of a sudden I'm stuck with the scenario, oh no, what if I lose these? How do I care for a family and such? That's why I didn't marry Leanne. But when I would have gotten married in the Salt Lake Temple, I would be curious if they gave us room number 13. But it would have been on May 1st that year. I don't know if I did that video or if I thought about it and didn't go through with it, but yeah. Leanne and ended up being Stephanie. Stephanie ended up being Friday the 13th. So when the second marriage with Karen was room number 13, I knew what they were doing. But so if you don't know, look up Nauvoo Temple dedication date, the original, and then look to the symbol on the keystone of the Salt Lake Temple in connection with the Nauvoo Temple, if you haven't watched my videos. So yeah, my property that I was able to salvage, because I lost a lot of property with this eviction, I had to leave stuff behind. So what I was able to take and store, those now are being held hostage. and I lose that, I become chronically homeless. There's no way. They sabotaged everything to keep this from going. I might, through the website that has to wait now until September. But yeah, they're purposely attacking me to shut down my business that I just barely started, and they held the license for 14 days beyond what they're supposed to. They approved it, but somebody got wind of it and they held it for 14 days until it was reported that it's missing. All of a sudden it appears and was delivered and everything was able to proceed. Isn't that a miracle? They don't want me to succeed in life. That's the whole point. Is that, they sent me here, all the first responders are being white supremacist to me, telling me that, I'm the crazy one if I don't go here, and that I should be able to pull myself up by my own bootstraps because it's a resource center. It says it in the name. It's like the Church of Jesus Christ because Jesus is in the name. It's all cons and frauds and scams when you purposely rename things to deceive people. Family services for the church. Yeah, no. In fact, that hotline, that big scandal yesterday, I caught it this morning. Dear God, what an ugly mess. And like the one person getting interviewed by the AP in their article, Mormons are horrible people. Dear God, what is wrong with you guys? Oh, right, I remember now. I've done the research. You need to be set free from the bondage. And that's another video that I still have to get to. A lot of videos get caught up on. Not sure what, but yeah. I sent a negotiation to Russell M. Nelson, and he got it today. And so, as he was named, should be being investigated, which is why this is going so long. I tried an attempted negotiation, and it wasn't for me. It's for you guys, Mormons, the ones who hate me, who want me dead, who want me to suffer, who want to mock and scold and shame me. You guys. I wanted to save you guys, set you free. Let the Mormons go was the theme of the negotiation. So you're going to continue to hate me. In this video, if it's seen by anybody, the Mormons will show that they're the most horrible people on the face of the earth by putting the thumbs down and sending hate comments. And the YouTube Mormon employee, yep, you guys just prove that you aren't true. That you're supposed to be loving, not hating. That's the message of Jesus that you claim to have as your God. But nope. You're beyond hypocrites. You're purposely, knowingly being bad and using Jesus as your cover. Religious freedom movement. To be exempt from the laws of God. Jesus is our God, so we don't have to be good. Yeah, that's a title. Wonder if I can use it on this one. Well, we're 20 minutes in, so let's at least get this video out for you.